Cool. So, welcome to another episode of African Talk Football. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. How y'all feeling?
Today I
Pretty
feel
good.
good.
Today you feel
Distraught.
that's
You know,
funny.
we
What
haven't we haven't asked you this in a while. How many hags are you on?
Ooh, yeah, I was actually, Mike. I thought about that this week too.
Wow. Off the bat. Off the bat. How many hogs? I would say
Uh,
5.
Five.
I'd say
Nah,
5.
you're lying.
he didn't believe in that
Too.
No,
five.
I backed
Yeah,
the
that was not
manager.
a confident five.
I backed the manager. He's made some mistakes, but I still back the manager.
All right. Well, we'll get into it. We'll actually start with United. But thank you again to everybody who has been listening to us. We're getting a little bit of a following. It's cool to see people actually respond, and we're starting to do live shows now. So we are actually streaming this to YouTube currently as we record this, and then obviously once we hop off, it'll be on YouTube,
And Twitch.
for sure on our page and Twitch as well. So it's cool. Actually, we're tapping into a few different markets. We're doing something cool. But last week we were even able to see a few, supporters out there chiming in while we were going through some of the various topics. So that was awesome. Thank you to all those who are watching live, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, or just tap in with us on, Instagram and our other socials, TikTok as well. But but yeah, Salam, man. Let's we didn't have any Premier League games. We're still in the international break. Believe it was finally over last week was our or yesterday was our last batch of games. But it's official that the Manchester United takeover is no longer underway. Believe that
Finito.
I believe they're still looking at using English born Jim Ratcliffe to buy
Yeah.
about 25% of the team, and I believe he'll be mainly looking at building the football side as far as like a technical matter or a sporting director. You could tap into that, but when you heard the deal was officially off the table, I think it was $6 billion, 6 billion euros,
No, no, not
excuse me.
dollars. Dollars was like upwards to like
Yes,
seven.
yeah, 6 billion euros, I believe, was the final number, plus a couple more, I believe, for the treatment of the stadium and
Mhm.
actual building and fortifying training grounds and all of that as well.
I mean, unfortunately, they didn't really count the 1 billion that was towards the infrastructure and the stadium, because that wasn't going to them, or for the 500 million that we're in debt right now. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a blow. It's a massive blow for United fans. To be honest with you, as a United fan, in my ears, this is probably one of the, like, I'll never forget like this moment, like what could have been. And I mean, it's a really blow just knowing that what could have, what we could have had a clean slate. We could have had massive money, and especially with the way that the Premier League is shaping up. You need money to compete, and we're very far away from forget competing, but just consistently making top four. So yeah, it's a blow. I think that this Jim Ratcliffe guy is, to be honest with you, from a business standpoint, I mean, you have to give it up to the Glazers. They are finessers. You gotta give it to Americans don't play about their money, man. They don't play about their
Oh
money.
man.
And I don't know. From the outside looking in, they look like they finessed oh boy. Um apparently he's given up
Finesse,
he's
finesse.
given up a lot. He's given up a few billion for 25% of the club in hopes that in 3 years he'll take full control. I don't know. I don't think he knows who he's dealing with. uh, yeah, man. And I mean, I think that in spite of us not getting Qatar, I think you have to look forward to what I guess it inevitably is going to be, which is this Jim Ratcliffe route. And if he takes ownership of football decisions, I think that that's ultimately what United fans have been asking for all this time. So, we've spent the money. We just haven't spent the money in the right ways. And if he can come in and put people in place that can do that, We're linked with guys like Paul Mitchell, like proper director of footballs, not, the guys that we have now. So I don't know. I was really down about it, like when I first got the news, but now that we're a few days past it, like, I don't know. It's still good. Because at the end of the day, if you were to ask me a year ago, like there will be new people making footballing decisions for the club, I would take that. The only reason why it sucks is because we know what the alternative could have been. Proper financial back.
Yeah.
And yeah, shout out Sheikh Jassim, man. That's my guy, man. Just don't buy anybody in the Prem.
Yeah, I hear you looking at Tottenham.
That'd be slow for Arsenal. Premier League.
It'd be slow for the league.
Yeah.
For Arsenal, but
Yeah. If they go up there, I mean, I don't. Levy is another one though. Levy's gonna get his bread too, and
Yeah.
he sees what they're doing right now. He's like, he's not gonna want to sell. I don't think so.
But I mean, shit, he knows that, like, hey, you have you're willing to part with $6 billion. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you think he'll be? I mean, they're more than I think they're worth more than 6 though.
No, there's no way.
Nah, they're like 3 or 4.
Bro, we're not even worth.
They're probably like 2.5, 3.
Chelsea was
maybe with the stadium, they might
be
like
4. I think they're close to 4.
Okay, all right. So not 6, but 4 or 5. Yeah, I mean he'd part with like 8. You might have to buy high just because they're nice right now.
I mean,
You're like, you offer United 10.
No, I mean, I don't think that nobody would have bought them for 10. I think that was just the Glazers being. They turned down close to $7 billion.
That's crazy.
10. This wasn't about you were trying to sell. I don't know, unless you just I don't know, but I mean there are talks about like there's going to be like a new TV deal and like like a subscription only like form of like viewing the games, so like which means more money for the teams. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, in the future, who knows what they could be worth? But if you're a United fan, you're gonna look back on this day and think what could have been. But yeah, it's slow.
It's slow. Y'all gotta get the right people in place. Otherwise, you'll be looking at another 10 years of no Prem title.
Yeah. Just like Arsenal.
My man. Nah, but let's switch gears a little bit to international football. Sad news today actually just came out that Neymar tore his ACL in a friendly they had, which is tough. Very, very tough to hear. I mean, it looked like PSG just pulled the robbery of the century. Got him for 90 mil over to Al Hilal, I believe that's where he's at.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, it's tough when you see this. I feel like Neymar has always just gotten the worst ends of injuries, and now with this being another ACL tear for him, you kind of have to look at him. I know he's going to come back, like it's still Neymar, but you kind of look at his age. He's in his 30s now. He isn't playing. He's still Neymar, so let's not say he's not still elite. But after another ACL tear, he's not in one of the most elite leagues in the world now. Where do you think this leaves him?
Neymar's finished. I think this is the end of it. And I hate to sound so harsh because I've been one of the very few people that thought he's actually achieved a lot in his career, but I think he's done. I mean, it's an ACL injury. He's been having problems with his ankle. This one is different, and we've seen multiple times people get this injury, and we question, are they going to come back? Some do come back fine, and some never make it back. And with the trajectory of his career and injuries, I think this is the last one. I really don't see him being Neymar. The Neymar we know, cutting here and there. Nah, it's not going to be the same.
Gotta agree though. It's the truth.
I think this is it.
I mean, I don't think a team's going to take a risk. Like, I can't see a Prem team being like at his age now, being like, okay, yeah.
No, I think I think that he's.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, when he made the decision to go to Saudi, I think that like was over and
But
done.
I don't see many. Yeah, I mean, he can go back to Saudi, I guess, but
Yeah.
Internationally, even for the international team, I think.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
they might bring him on just for love, like, hey man, you can be around 5, but yeah, I think this is one of those ones where Mike is right.
I think Saudi will be a good pace to end his career, but
for sure.
I just don't
He
see
might
it,
just
man.
retire.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
I guess
see
I
it.
really didn't think about it from like an international perspective, but like yeah, it's going to be a blow to Brazil.
Brazil,
And,
yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think that because I look at that Brazil team, and aside from Vinicius, I mean, I guess Martinelli, like there's really nobody else. Rodrigo, even these guys, I'm just like,
You got Richarlison,
yeah. See, like I don't like them type of like Brazil. You know what I'm saying? I like the proper. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
I mean,
yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough for them. I don't see them, to be honest with you, with how everyone else is shaping up. I don't really see Brazil maybe winning the next World Cup.
But I can see him playing in the next World Cup though. They'll probably give him his last his last
he'll
farewell.
probably still go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it was like when we've seen it before with these Brazilians. Like when Kaká went back to the Brazilian national team, like you just accepted that like he was still good, but he wasn't
The same, yeah.
You know, like Real Madrid, Kaká didn't hit the same as it should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel for him. Prayers to him. Hopefully he
Hope he can bounce back, but
so he's pretty much done for the season, right?
Yeah.
He should be back for the summer or no?
Well, I mean,
these injuries take long.
Summer might be a stretch, honestly.
Summer, yeah. I mean, realistically, like
next season,
ACL is anywhere from 7 to 9 for elite athletes on the
he could
earliest
probably be back in
timetable.
like September.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was August, September. I mean, but again, he's an elite athlete, so like maybe.
Like but with Neymar
he
and
has
his
so
history,
many other injuries. Yeah,
you probably don't want to push it. You'll probably look more like 10 months, 11 months.
They're talking about Jurgen Timber might come back soon. Like, I mean, he's not soon, but he's supposed to come back. In I think March, February.
Before the end of this, he'll play this.
Yeah, before the end of the year,
Yeah.
he'll play again this season. It's just like.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's been walking.
Yeah,
they might have some new technology, but he's
No,
definitely
they
gonna
do.
be out for some time.
They got AI. It's an AI. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, though, with like modern medicine and like how these athletes treat their bodies now. Like,
For sure.
I mean, an ACL injury used to be a year, like straight up 12 months, and then you look back to even AP. What he did. 10 years ago, came back and got
crazy.
the Russian title. So like modern medicine has definitely gotten better. I mean, you can even look at. I mean, I compare these two players all the time, Odell, and Neymar, because they're friends off the court and off the field, as well. They both have gone through their injuries, but they've all come back, and still were able to at least, not be the worst on their team, or come back and still be able to do what
they would compete,
level. At the highest level. Odell he finally got his Super Bowl, so it's still possible for Neymar. I just feel like with his history of injuries and at his age, I don't think he's finished for sure, but he's not going to be, the guy we grew up watching.
I mean, bro, he's 30. He's 31. So like, if he comes back from this, I mean, I still think he could contribute.
He can.
Yeah, no, he's still going to be solid.
He's not going to be like, we're not going to look at him and be like,
he can't do what he used to. Yeah.
So if you were to take Vinicius out of the question, who would you say is Brazil's best player now? Tough question. I think it is.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I mean, it's a tough question, and I was also gonna say, like, it's crazy because we kind of talked about this, last international break. When you look at a lot of these teams now, it's kind of like the next generation.
Yeah.
I mean, Martinelli is probably one of the people that you could say, based off his production over the last year, what he's been able to do, and still what he's still doing. But you kind of look at this Brazil team, and you look at Neymar, and you look at Thiago Silva. They're the last remnants of that last era, for real.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of
Casemiro.
time. Casemiro, he's another one. Correct. Yeah.
Marquinhos might be on his way out too.
Yeah. And so it is like, who's that next guy? I guess right now it's Vinicius, but I mean,
we need more from Rodrigo, man. He's been
Brazil's low-key been on a slump as far as,
Would you say Bruno Guimaraes?
He's good. But I don't know.
He's not better than Martinelli.
Best? I don't know if
Gabriel.
I was gonna say Gabriel. I said Gabriel. No, he hasn't been in the squad for long, but
that's not high.
That's crazy. My center backs are better than all of your
Richarlison?
Richarlison.
Yeah, that's honestly a good question. Who's Brazil's best player? Like best player right now outside of the old guys.
Yeah. Comment. If you were to take Vinicius out, who's Brazil's best player?
Yeah, this might be a rough era. We thought they were moving into a golden era, but
I'm thinking about it. They don't really like Paqueta. Like, these guys are not like,
they're not jumping off the screen.
Rafinha, like,
bro. I texted you guys this morning. I was like, I just watched the 2002. Like, bro, I was watching Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, like Cafu, like these guys, like real guys.
Yes,
man. But yeah, I don't know. Martinelli seems like a cop-out answer, but
I wouldn't even say
it is. I don't even think he's the best player. It's just like,
I wouldn't. Yeah,
probably has the highest ceiling possible.
Or Rodrigo or Martinelli?
Yeah, Rodrigo's been up and down. Like, I don't know, man.
I mean, has Martinelli?
I still think there's something in Rafinha. No. I think there's something in Rafinha.
You guys know how I feel about him.
There's something there, man.
Oh man,
I would.
There's something there.
I'm not gonna say that. I don't. Anthony. Nah.
I was gonna say
absolutely not.
He really tried
no one brought him
Anthony in
here. Yeah, no, I was waiting for Salam to try to slide. But
he called him Anthony. He said Anthony. But yeah, man.
But prayers to Neymar. Hopeful for a speedy recovery, and yeah, man, it's tough when one of the Titans goes down. You always want to see, especially when you're playing for your country, man. You go home, you're with your boys, eating that, doing what you're supposed to do. You get a little bit of time off, see your family a little bit. It's a tough way to end, the international break. But in other international news, man, we got FanDuel and DraftKings. We got BetMGM. They running amok over there across in Italy. It seemed like even the mafia got these boys. Tonali, man. But it's not even just Tonali, it's his teammates too. It's a whole gang of them, man. It's 3 or 4 of them that were all in like serious debt. I read who was the other cat? I just saw a tweet about it. He was $43,000 in debt. He said every paycheck he got, he was just paying back like people that he owed. I mean, it was to the point where like these guys were actually gambling. Like, they weren't online, obviously, so they needed bookies, and they were getting in debt with the bookies. The bookies are looking at them like, yo, y'all are international footballers. I know y'all got bread, so run that. So yeah, man. I mean, we saw it with Ivan Toney, obviously, last year. We've seen it throughout, a few of the leagues now. 3 players on Juventus have been caught with illegal sports gambling. it's kind of getting crazy, with it being legal. Even here in the States now, it's getting more legal by the day. You see it advertised all the time on TV. Anytime you watch sporting events, ESPN has shows where they're going to give you the, live lines and things like that. So it's wild to me, being in Ohio and seeing the transition just in our first year having, legal sports betting and how much they're pushing it. And with it, have being legal over there in Europe for a while now, it's probably even more advertised there. So it's wild to see that. I mean, what do you guys like what are your thoughts on this Tenali ban? I'll let you guys talk about it, and then I'll give my thoughts on how I thought he was acting and how that played into it. But
I don't know. I feel like. I mean, hey, listen. Y'all know how much I like Tenali. I've liked Tenali ever since I first saw him play. That's really like my guy. I'm glad he's on Newcastle. I'm glad he's been balling out. And he's young too. Like he's a young cat. He's like 23. He's not. He's a very, very young guy and leader. I really like Tenali. But at the same time, I need this man to get some time off the pitch for this. And I say that because with Ivan Toney, I feel like he was made an example out of, and of course he's an African American male. It's a black man, but we haven't seen the same type of sentences for other people. And it's something as big as Ivan Toney. We don't know if he was what he was necessarily betting on or what his people were betting on, but it's come out. Tenali was betting on Milan games. And he wasn't. I mean, he was betting to win. He's like he was betting the right thing, obviously, but it's still like, all right, you're betting on the game. Yeah. It's like, all right. So yes, you're cooperating. Yes, you have a problem, but then I don't know how true it is, but there's a video that came out of him in the casino not too long after the allegations came out. So,
it makes you wonder how much.
It makes you wonder, and how much you really.
How deep is it?
How deep is it? And I mean, we're gonna see this a lot more now, just because betting is becoming a lot. Like Cornelia said, it's becoming a lot. More, it's just becoming part of normal life now, just everywhere. At least in America, it's just spreading and spreading. But you're gonna start seeing a lot of these pros, man. And I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna make one guy, spend how long was Tony? 9 months. Tenali was just bad. There's a lot of reports coming out. This man needs to. I mean, it's up to 3 years. I don't say give him 3, but he might have to get a year or two. Like,
yeah. So I'm just
honestly, he might have to hold this year or two. Like, he might have to take these 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm looking on Twitter, and it's Nicolo Fagioli. His team. He also had up to 3 years. I believe he has 7 months. Is what they're going to ban him for. So a little under what Ivan Toney got. 7 months instead of 9, but yeah, I mean, with all the allegations, I agree.
And you saw this man in the casino the same like right after the report.
That's like
I don't know how close in time, but nah, bro, you have to hold.
The timing looked bad.
You have to hold bad. You have to hold the L.
He was locked in too.
This man was at the table leaning on that John. Like, I don't even know if he was playing.
It was 89th minute. He was pushing. He was
pushing for the locked in, like you said. Man, I don't know. He needs to hold this out, and it's sad, but
I think this puts the integrity of the game in question, because if we're seeing this from guys that actually play the game,
for sure.
I mean, I will not throw it that far off. Refs, betting on games. I wouldn't be surprised with some.
I mean,
the calls that we've seen in the last 2 to 3 years.
I mean, we're already starting to see that, Mike. I mean,
we're starting to see it. I was just
Barcelona was paying the ref. I mean, it's the allegation,
but they're still on trial for that as well.
It just takes one ref getting outed, and this is going to look real bad.
Sooner or later, I mean, technology is only getting crazier, and sooner or later, I mean, things gonna come out. And
I mean, but with him, it was more of like I think it's more than just like I agree with you, Mike, but with him, I feel like it's more than just like a sports betting problem. I think
Yeah,
like he's
yeah,
a proper
absolutely.
gambling addiction because
Yeah,
when I
he's
saw
deep
him,
in
and
there.
that footage of him in the casino, that looked like you know,
Yeah.
he was locked in.
Let
That's what I'm
me-
saying. He was locked
yeah.
in.
Let me get one of them again on the Reds. Let
Yeah,
me get-
man. You know what I'm saying?
God damn it, man.
Hey, man.
Nah, but yeah, it's sad to see. Hopefully, there's something that can be done, but yeah, I mean, honestly, let's
USA Ghana, real quick.
yeah, I was gonna
What
say
happened, Mike?
it was a good week. It was a good week. It was a good week of international games. We saw earlier in the week England was able to get their 3-1 win to propel them. Jude
Man.
Bellingham. Before we
What's
get to
going on
USA,
with Italy, though? What's going on with Italy?
they betting over there, bro. they betting the unders.
Since they won the Euros and that final, what is that?
Well, they won the Euros.
Finalissima.
Yeah.
Since they lost that game, they haven't been the same.
They didn't qualify for the World Cup as well.
It's insane. Italy they're just not the same. Yeah. But anyways, Ghana, USA, y'all know what it was, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I feel like
the boys are coming to America. Come on.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't a proper like these guys were not trying to play. These guys were
second half they were trying to play because the scoreline and Ghana social media was going crazy. So I'm sure they went into the dressing room and saw the social media was going crazy. Like I actually stopped watching and then I started watching it again, but I didn't think they came to actually play.
They were on the madness the night before. Looked like they were on the madness the night before.
They were in Nashville
at the hotel room because they couldn't go out, or maybe they even went out. They just kicked it, but they were on the madness for sure.
Yeah, Nashville too.
But I mean, you got to give the USA credit though.
Absolutely,
we were saying before we started recording, who would have thought Pulisic, Tim Weah, Balogun? That's a front three. That's a proper front three.
It is a proper front three.
I mean,
for the USA team,
You look at the guys behind
them looking nice.
Balogun's looking nice. And like the proper mandem are not even in midfield. You know what I'm saying? Like McKennie, Musa, and Adams. Reyna scored, but to be honest with you, for me, I think Reyna's best coming off the bench.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tim Weah on the. The defender didn't even know what to do. He just said, "Yeah."
Tim Weah
embarrassing us.
He said, "Yeah."
This may be a hot take, but I think he's the most. Like, I feel like he's the most dangerous player, like of the U.S. attackers.
He's
just so electric. Man. Like
if he can tap into that special sauce they cook out in West Africa, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now, he's the X factor. He's truly the X factor.
It's crazy.
Obviously I'm biased because I'm Liberian as well, but he's got the juice, man. And I always said he's like a poor man's, Dembuz. They're both they play kind of similar. They're both very injury prone. I'm telling you,
damn, man.
Like, but they have similar playing styles. They're both a little injury prone, but they both got that special sauce. If they can just tap in, and we now he's playing at Lille. He's actually getting minutes, on a team that needs a player to low key step up. I think it's good for him that he's on a team where he kind of has to be the guy. So when he comes back to America, it's not like he's in Weston McKennie's shadow. It's not like he's in Christian Pulisic's shadow. Like, all these guys now have a World Cup under their belt. They're all playing in Europe. They're all playing in top 5 leagues. So now I feel like when they come back, there's that little bit of that competition. You know what I'm saying? They're all 22, 23, 24. It's that healthy competition that the U.S. needs. And I think you're starting to see it now in the way that we're playing. Obviously, Ghana wasn't, at their best, but at the same time, it's dope to see the U.S. playing like this, because it's like, oh, okay, so like we can go and we could put 4 out on teams. Like, this is what you want to see for, a young growing team, especially a U.S. team that's gotten a lot of flack in the past. It's cool to see, young cats that are actually at a level now where we could be like, oh, okay, maybe we can go run at some of these teams. Obviously, we're not there yet, but it's nice to see for sure.
If they can stay healthy, maybe they'll get out the group stage in the next World Cup.
Man, we getting our group stages, man. We're past that.
Oh,
We're past that.
man.
Yeah, man. Let's get into it then. Our games, the big one.
Start with the big one.
Before we get into prediction, I mean, we can do predictions and then get into the big one. We can do in predictions. Let's do predictions.
The Bloods and the Crips. Red versus blue.
Hold on. Let's start with
Taking back bamboo.
yeah. I mean,
Taking back
I'll start
bamboo.
off. Man United away from home. Sheffield versus Sheffield United.
Wow.
You look at this game on
GRG?
paper.
Headlines.
You look at this game on paper and you think it's a foregone conclusion. It should be, but with us, there is no such thing. I think that ultimately, in the end, we will get the 3 points. I think it's a little concerning hearing that some of our guys really aren't 100% healthy coming back from international break, but we're gonna get Regulon back, which means Amrabat can move into midfield. And I guess we're gonna need that because Casemiro's hurt. So, yeah, man. Hopefully, we can find some stability there in midfield, and we'll get the 3 points. But I think that we'll continue off of our momentum against Brentford. 2-1, Hoyland goal. Hoyland will score. You heard it now.
He looks good, man. He scored his international break too.
Yeah, Yasser
No, he'll
doesn't
be good.
acknowledge him because he hasn't scored in the Prem yet. Scored more Champions League goals than some of your favorite strikers, though. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, man. Quickly, Liverpool plays Everton.
Ooh,
At
Merseyside derby.
Merseyside derby at Anfield. So
I
Mhm.
think
What do you guys think?
Liverpool's going to be taking.
I'm thinking that's like 4-0.
4-0. Wow.
Could get ugly.
4-1.
Yeah,
I'll
they're
say
the-
Get
4-1.
ugly though.
They're the first
Cheers.
game of the day too.
Yeah, that could be a
7:30
4.
bright and early.
You know how that's
I'll definitely be tapped in. I'll definitely be watching
Yeah.
for sure.
okay. Brentford Burnley quickly.
Brentford.
I see
Brentford.
Yeah. Burnley.
They're at home. They're strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Bournemouth Wolves.
Whoa, Bournemouth actually. I'm gonna take Bournemouth. They're at home.
Wolves been balling,
I'm gonna
man.
take Wolves.
I'm gonna go
They-
Wolves.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're Nut City, and they've been on a little hot streak since. I'm gonna take Wolves.
Nottingham Forest versus Luton Town.
Guys,
Oh,
take the queen.
Forest is getting this one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Forest is
man.
getting this one.
I love their story, but I just don't know. This is a good
Yeah.
game. Man City
draw.
versus Brighton. At the
City.
Etihad.
That's a
This is-
good
this is
man.
City's-
This
this is
is
City's
a
GRG.
good man.
Yeah, this is
City's
City's GRG for sure.
Hold on, where's the game at?
At the empty head.
Yeah. City's gonna
Yeah, I
get.
think it's
They're
a
gonna
City's
get right.
GRG.
Yeah. Newcastle Crystal Palace. Newcastle will be without Tonali. So
Newcastle still.
you think he'll bet on the game?
Yeah.
You're terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not funny.
Can't help
Don't.
yourself.
You're hearing this. Don't.
No,
Definitely
please don't.
Newcastle. I'm going.
I want you to
Newcastle.
play, man. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay. Yeah. That's same
It's
thing.
crazy. They have Tonali as doubtful personal reasons. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Protecting the image too is crazy. Yeah, Man United, Sheffield, we talked about that. Villa, West Ham.
Ooh, it's a good one. Where's the game at?
At Villa.
Ooh.
I might have to take
I'm going
Villa.
with Villa. Yeah,
At
Villa at home is
I take
different.
the draw. I take the draw.
I
man.
might have to take Villa.
Villa at home is different.
Villa at home is different. That's fair. Tottenham, Fulham.
Tottenham. Streak continues.
No.
Yeah,
Fulham.
Tottenham.
They gotta get a dub. Fulham
Streak
gotta get a dub.
continues.
Okay.
Fulham.
And the biggest game of the week.
Hmm.
You know, and this is good. Honestly, we're doing very good on time. We could really dive deep into this one. I got a few questions to ask all of you.
Kai Havertz goal.
I think this.
No, I'm playing.
Yeah, tripping.
Who is this a must a win for? obviously, Arsenal apparently has hopes for the Premier League title, so this is a must-win for them. And then Chelsea, I mean, you have to kickstart your season sometime.
Exactly. And I honestly think it's a must win more for us than it really is for Arsenal, because this is our one of our, big tests since Liverpool. Yeah, since Liverpool. It's one of our biggest tests since Liverpool. And I think it just has everything written all over it to make it, a dramatic game. Arsenal undefeated coming to the bridge, Chelsea not looking like themselves. Can they take something from Arsenal? It's a rivalry game. Who runs London? Who's in charge of London?
Talk to
Arsenal's
him.
feeling themselves. London's been red lately, but we know who the dogs are in London. We know who the real dogs are. You
You
gotta
don't even
have
sound like you believe
European
yourself.
pedigree.
You don't even sound like you
European,
believe
you need
yourself.
European pedigree, to be making claims of who runs what, right? Some teams don't have it, and I mean, I'm not saying any names, but this Saturday, I mean, this is a lot for Chelsea. This is a good pressure game. I want to see how Enzo responds, Caicedo. I want to see how Jackson responds. I want to see how some of these guys. Sterling, is he going to keep the form he's been in? And then with Reece James coming back, last night we had a lot of scares, but I guess he's back. But I don't see him playing a full 90. He's probably going to play 60. We should expect to see Malagusto, but I'm very excited. I think it's set up. It's set up for a very dramatic game. If we don't draw, I think we win this game. I have a feeling, man. It's going to be ugly, but I have a feeling
Okay.
it's going to happen for us.
So Reece James is back.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay.
But we'll see how long he plays, or if he starts even, or if he even gets on.
I don't think he'll play that long.
Yeah, it's
I'll
probably
keep
not gonna.
mine. Yeah, I'll keep mine short and sweet. I honestly think it's a bigger game for us strictly because this kind of sets the tone for our next month. Um, like if you look at our next run of games, we have Arsenal. I believe we have a FA Cup match in between then, or a Carabao, one of the domestic tournaments, and then we see Tottenham and City. And so for us, this could really kickstart something good where we get a big demanding win against a team that's tied for first place currently right now, which will give us the confidence, to go through this next month where we have to see City, we have to see Tottenham. I believe we see I can't believe who the next team is, but we're seeing the top
Brentford
four
is
teams
in
now.
there.
Yeah, I believe
That's a good
Brentford
team.
is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Brentford's in there as well. These are all teams ahead of us on the table, and this is kind of what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks since we've hit a little hot streak. We need to beat the teams that are in the top four spots if we want to make any sort of jump this year. And so that's why I believe this is going to be, more important for us. Obviously, Arsenal's in great form. They're in first place. Their goals are set higher than ours this year. It's evident. They're in Champions League. They fell short of the league last year by a few points. They're definitely gunning for the league this year. But for us to get somewhat consistency and somewhat just some more clout back in the league for real, this is a huge win for us. And it's coming on a time where a lot of our players are starting to spark a little bit. So we have a super young team, and I think confidence is key for us. So we need to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm more biased. I guess it's a bigger game for you guys, but I don't know. I just feel like this will just establish our dominance. We need to go in there and just take 3 points. That's personally just how I feel. This is a team that hasn't been performing. They haven't been good, and I think that this is a game that we just need to go and handle business. Like, if we want to stand on business, like we got to stand on business. This is just one of them games where we just got to walk in there and just stand up business. So that's how I feel. I expect them there to go with 3 points. I'm fully confident going in there, and I mean, yeah, I mean that's just how I feel personally. That's just how I feel. and you're allowed to feel how you feel. But I think I think we have players that are coming back. Everyone should be healthy. Saka's coming back. I feel like our team is slowly rolling, and on the road we've been great. So we haven't. I don't think we've conceded in the Premier League away from home yet, and against a team that's been struggling for goals, I really don't see why we should. I don't see. I don't see like. I mean, only way I can really see you guys getting anything attacking wise is on the wing. It's really just on the left wing. I don't see anything coming from the right wing. So, and that's just also dependent on how long you guys have the ball because we're gonna outpossess you as well. So, I just don't. I just no. Honestly, like
Wow.
for a team that's struggling with goals, like I have full confidence in Saliba. I have full confidence in Gabriel. I don't think Nicholas Jackson really has anything on them. Really, I think it's more if we beat ourselves and away from home. I feel like we've been great so far. So I'm
I'll
confident
I'll
going in.
agree there. I think you guys will control possession for the most of the game, but again, this is a team that is kind of like we don't really possess the ball that well, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
we truly don't possess the ball that well.
You don't need
So
it.
I'm not going to say it's to our advantage to not have the ball, but where a lot of our goals have been coming from is Enzo or Caicedo winning the ball in the midfield and a quick counter where we have, Mudryk on the outside or Sterling on the outside. Nicholas Jackson, he's starting again, but there were a few games where he didn't start and we had to use the Cole Palmers, we had to use the Mudryks. So it's kind of good that we've found a way to not necessarily rely on a 9 for most of our goals, where we have Cole Palmer now. Like he's able to do stuff in the midfield when we win the ball back and get him the ball. He's able to cause defenses to make a decision. So I feel like a lot of our game plan will be dictated in the mid. And if we can get the ball off, once or twice a half, I think that puts us in positions to maybe score off a counter, to be honest.
Yeah. Cornelius, for a Chelsea fan to Chelsea, who do you think, out of these Chelsea players, who do you think has pressure on themselves to perform this game? Who do we need to see something from?
I was going to ask you.
I need
Who's the caliber?
to see Enzo and Caicedo be worth the 200 million we spent.
Okay.
Because
And that's
we
the
spent
same
200 we spent 200 million on two players who are in our midfield, and we need to win the midfield this match. Like I'm serious. We need to win the midfield.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't see you winning the midfield at all. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. Like, I don't see you winning the midfield. I don't see the counterattacks. Like, I don't. I personally I really just don't. I don't. And especially after seeing what we like, I know this might be me turn after City, but I know City didn't have everyone they had, but they had a guy who's they're specialized on the counter, and nothing, just personally nothing, and it's not even that, but also defensively with Declan Rice, if we're getting Partey back, Odegaard. Like Odegaard hasn't been performing to what he is capable of been doing recently. So especially with all of our guys coming back, we didn't have Saka. Like I don't know. I don't really.
The games at home for us, and like I said, since Liverpool, this is our first real test. We've seen.
I think you'll have moments. But I don't think
we've had bumps. But
I don't think you'll take.
Coming from a Chelsea fan, we are on a 3-game win streak. The Bridge is going to be happy because this is the first time in the last 2 years where we've actually had something to look forward to. It's not like we're about to see Arsenal and we're bums. Like we're about to see Arsenal and we're a team that is struggling but on the up. Like we're a team that just saw Mudryk score for Ukraine. We're a team that just saw international players do well. Like we're at a point where this is a huge moment for us. It's our first real test. I mean, this is only match week 9 or whatever, but this is going to be a real prem matchup. You know what I mean? Like this is going to be blood, sweat, and tears. And for us, like getting a draw would be great, but we need to go for the win. We need to come out firing because this is the best team in the league. This is the best team in the league. They just beat City, who's won the league the last 3 years in a row. This is the best team in the league. We can call Arsenal the best team in the league currently. And so if we want any, hopes of getting to the top 4, we have to start here.
I agree.
I mean, I think I do give you guys like a chance just because this is the first game back from international break. So, sometimes, like the first game back, sometimes you can catch some of these teams slipping. So, but to your point, Cornelius, like, I mean, this is a tough test. Like, you have, one of the best teams in the league, and then afterwards, it doesn't get easy because then you see Brentford, you see Tottenham, you see City, you see Newcastle, you see Brighton, you see United back to back. That's like all of them back to back. It doesn't get easy.
Everybody.
So confidence needs to be high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we about to take that down real quick.
Okay.
Smoke.
I don't see you guys
I
walking out.
I got so much smoke for this team. Like it's that week, and I have so much smoke for this team. So when next week comes and we record, like I'm gonna be on Mike's head because I'm not playing with him because Mike likes to talk a lot about these little minuscule wins against Luton and Burnley, and it's like nah, bro, like there's levels to this. And now that my team is nice, like nah, I'm on your head, So
I've seen Arsenal, Liverpool.
We just gonna wait till Saturday.
Those Stamford Bridge games usually are different. Those ones are usually harder.
We haven't lost y'all in a little minute, and I don't expect to start losing this week. I don't expect
you guys have won what 3 in a row. Your little 3 in a row against Chelsea. All right, it's cool.
We're gonna make it 4, bro.
We'll catch you guys. I'm telling you.
All right. Well,
I'm excited. For this week.
Score predictions? You guys got any score predictions?
1-0 Chelsea, man. 1-0 Chelsea.
Wow.
Chelsea 2-1.
No, I say we'll keep our clean sheet and go. Yeah, I say 3-0.
Chelsea 2-1.
3-0.
Hey,
I'm just gonna come to Stamford Bridge and just have you.
Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer assist. Mudryk goal. Nico goal.
Mudryk winner.
We'll go Mudryk and Sterling.
Could you imagine a Mudryk? Yeah, man.
A Mudryk
He'll be
winner
for 10 minutes.
He'll be 10
for 10 minutes.
As
soon as we score, bro, it's over.
He just runs over to Arteta and be like, "This could have been us."
It'll be loud in there, we'll have to wake up international break. All right, we're back, and then it'll be smoke.
I feel you though, Gabriel. I feel like Jackson has to have the game of his life.
I'm not threatened by him. I'm sorry. Honestly, the only person I'm really threatened by is the twerker. Really, that's only because he's found some type of form. Honestly, like a little bit of form. He's been scoring goals, and they haven't been pretty, but it's like okay, you're scoring goals, you're feeling a little bit more confident. But outside of that, I don't see them winning the midfield. Our front three is better than their back 3 or 4.
Is your right back going to be Ben White?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Ben White, I trust him in 1v1 situation. I trust him on 1v1 situation. And it's crazy because after I don't see Mudryk being Saliba. Saliba hasn't gotten beat all season. He's not going to start with the twerker. So I'm not really worried about this guy, bro. I'm not really. If anything, like I say every week, I'm worried about the guy on the left, Zinchenko. Now I'm worried about him. At all times, I'm always worried about him. But even him, he's been defending a little bit better this season. So great. But I really don't see where they're gonna they're not better
as long as Raya is playing.
So I really don't.
We got a chance.
Oh, Raya,
bro, Raya. As long as he's playing, we got a chance.
I'm
telling you, Ramsdale actually makes saves.
You guys have
this guy. I don't know.
Do you know what Ramsdale rating in FIFA is?
What is it? 85?
84.
84.
I was like, that's way too high.
He had a great season.
What was he the year before? Like 78 or something?
84.
They upped him to like an 80 by the end of the season, maybe something like that. 81.
That's ridiculous. He's firmly.
He got us out of jams. I don't understand why y'all look at
82. And because he's been complaining, like I said earlier, because he's been complaining, he has the red arrow down, and it's an 81. It should be an 80. McTominay is an 82.
Can you imagine? I'm telling you, bro. Can you imagine? That should be a 78, 77.
He should be a 61.
Yeah, you're crazy. That's a new player that just got created.
Exactly. Could you imagine a 28-year-old with no concept?
Oh my goodness! Listen, I cannot wait for this week because Saturday when we start scoring, I'm gonna be loud in the chat. I might hop on stream. Like I might hop on Twitch or something because I'm Mike.
man.
It's not even Cornelius so much smoke. Mike, I'm coming for you, bro. We are coming for you, bro.
Oh man,
bro.
bro,
I'm on
I can't
your
wait for
head,
you and
Mike. I'm
Yasser,
telling you.
man. I can't wait for you guys to go to bed early on Saturday. Yasser, I know it would be time for bed for him, so
No,
he'll
yeah,
be
I'm
able
not
to
taking
get
that.
away.
You know, he be watching
We're
the
not
game.
taking
He'd
our
be
first
late.
L to you.
He'd be like, he'd be in bed watching the games. Must be nice. Could you
We're not
imagine?
taking our first L to you. We're not. We're nah.
Hey,
Nah.
if you do,
Hey, I'm confident we get a result. I'm gonna say that.
I'm really confident too about this one. I don't know why.
know.
The last game we
I
played,
don't know.
y'all, at the Emirates, that was one of the fewest times Arsenal versus Chelsea where I just didn't see us even scoring. I just didn't see it.
Where do you
This
where do you
one?
see a goal coming from?
Okay.
Where are we gonna get our go?
I don't
Action.
set piece.
It's
Set
coming.
piece. Set piece.
Action.
Set piece. PK.
I see a Mudryk.
I can see a Mudryk goal.
Telling you, man.
3-1, fair.
He's
I
been
can see a
feeling
Mudryk
himself.
goal.
3-1.
Action.
Gabriel
But
went from
I'll end on this.
now 3-1.
Pochettino is making Mudryk his little project, and it's
Yes.
whatever he been doing is starting to work a little bit.
He's gonna turn him into like Son. Watch.
That'd be
Bro,
nice.
If
Mudryk,
we
I
can
feel
get
like
half
be
of
very
Son
nice.
out of Mudryk, bro,
I
No,
would take
but
it.
I feel like
That's his ceiling. I see it.
no, I feel like Mudryk is one of those guys. Like if he could really harness his potential, like he could be really
bro.
He could
Like,
be
he's
great.
fast, bro.
That's what
He's
Tetsu's gonna
Yeah.
do, bro.
crazy.
He's
Left-footed.
electric.
He is
really
electric, bro. When he touches, bro,
He be off.
94
to the rim.
pace. I'm trying to tell you, man.
He be gone. Like he be gone. Yeah.
But
But
yeah, drop your
we're-
comments
we're-
on
little
the
touches.
score predictions.
It's working.
Do you guys have any shout outs this week?
Oh man.
Shout out Arteta.
Shout out Arteta.
Man, shout out Ronaldo, man. Quietly, top of
Yeah.
the
CR7.
goal scoring in the Saudi League.
Yep.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
It's crazy,
Still
man.
doing it.
Shout out Declan Rice.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
He had a good international break.
Shout out Marcus Rashford. He scored. You know what I'm saying? So,
Good goal too, though.
keep on. I just feel like Marcus Rashford. I don't know, bro. It's like he plays different for England. Like, he doesn't play like. I saw him run back and commit a slide tackle, trying to defend the goal that went in, the first goal. He was playing defense. I was like, yo, I've never seen you in the defensive third ever.
This is the whole country against you, not just Manchester United fans.
Yeah, it's not just United
Yeah,
fans.
so you got to bring your stuff.
I think we need him to get it on and pop it, man. So,
And I feel like he's the best, or he's looked at as one of the best players on the pitch for United and on England. He's really not. So he's playing with Bellingham and like other guys who are just low key different levels, and it's like all right,
like at this point he knows, he's 25.
Like he has to work for his spot over there because if he doesn't trust someone's behind you.
I think in his head he's like.
He's with the Neymars.
You guys don't know who I
am. Bro, the amount of walking Rashford does is criminal.
Bro. You would have thought he was a 30-year veteran. Like, mileage on those legs. And I'm just like...
You see guys just carrying balls right next to him, and he's just like, oh, he's going to get you. Like, nah.
Shift.
yeah. He's always pointing to somebody else.
Yeah. It's so baffling, man. It's just so baffling. Yeah. For those few sprints a game, like those 3-4 sprints you get a game,
yeah. If you just watch him, bro, you'll be like, what the hell, bro? Pick it up.
And it's not just me hating on him, because I know it comes off as me hating on him, but my goodness, bro, you gotta. He gives me hope. Like I can still make it. It's like you don't even have to run for real. Like in the pro game.
Do you guys have your center backs back? Is Varane back? You're back with Maguire
I think we have Varane back. Lissandro's not back, so I think we're gonna rock with.
Sandro's out for a little minute.
Yeah, he's out for a minute.
Yeah, so we may have Varane and Lindelof back, but I mean, Maguire and Lindelof maybe the pairing.
The pairing. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But yeah, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and as